Good evening, Podium Chasers. I hope you are all well. Welcome. It's Tuesdays. It is the Timpson's Super Sprint Series Formula Racing League. This is the season finale, and as you can see on your screens right now, we're going to be racing this evening at the very, very tricky, very, very tricky Zandvoort. No Verstappen around, so people should be safe on track. I should say that. And Brizzle's already in the live chat. Hello, Alan. How you doing? I'm very well, mate. Let me know if the sound is good. And yes, tell those people to hit the like button. So, Zandvoort, yeah, it's not going to be a walk in the park for anybody this evening. Let's put it that way. Beautiful track, lots and lots of different things going to be going on. And Dal is also in the live chat saying, "Hi, Cubes. I'm here for the standard abuse." Well, Dal. That you may be, my friend, as we're looking at Harry Goswell currently. You may be here for the standard abuse, but I've got some extra abuse lined up for you this evening, my friend, because I've had a look at the livery on that Jag. Very interesting, Del. So, yeah, for those of you that haven't joined us before, this, as I say, is Formula Racing League. It's Tuesday. We're in free practice at the moment at Zandvoort. This is the Super Sprint Series, sponsored by Timpson. Thank you, Brizzle, for the confirmation on the sound check there. And to be honest with you, it feels like I've been away for ages. So we did the 24 hours of Spa, and then the following week we did the the VCO SimGrid World Cup qualifier, and then after I did part of that, I did a 7.5 hour stream over at Redline Racing for the Race for Alex charity race, which was amazing. Raised a lot of money for Mind. And then there was this other thing going on. What was it? Football. Football. Yeah, I was watching that last week, obviously. But I don't support Argentina or Croatia, so hence you got me back here. The original broke and I didn't have time. Okay, we'll see. We'll see, Del. Do you know what? Let's do this now. Yeah, whilst Del's got his moment. Where is he? Let me find him on track. Let's have a look at Del. He's in the pit lane. Let's tux into this beautiful livery of Del's. I can't see it because the car's in the way. I'll do that really bad joke again a little bit later on. Judy Hughes is out on track at the moment. So, in terms of the championships, we do have... No, we're not going to talk about football, Briz, at all, mate. We're here for the racing. In terms of where we stand in the championships, we know that the AM Championship was wrapped up last week. Michael Massey has been a really, really standout driver this season, I have to say. In all previous 6 rounds, he's always been on the podium and fighting for those wins, so he managed to sew that up last week. So he's probably just going to enjoy himself around here this evening, which would be good. There's no pressure on him at all, so he probably didn't even practice. I don't know. Obviously, we've still got other positions within the championships that can be decided this evening, and we've also got the Pro Championship as well, which hasn't been decided just yet. So we've got a lot to play for. Format for the evening, just so that you guys are all aware, and girls, is when we're done with free practice, it says we've got 13 minutes. Yeah, 13 minutes left of free practice. We'll then move into qualifying. It's a 16-minute session, so the AMs will get the first 8 minutes to go out there. Probably get a side to lap in and maybe 2 flyers after they've got the tyres in the operating window. They'll then graciously come in and the pros will go out and they'll show everybody how to do it. Maybe. They get their 8 minutes on the qualifying session, and then we are banged straight into our first 25-minute sprint race. So no pit stops, no need to worry about tyres, no need to worry about fuel, nothing like that. It's just going to be, I say it every single week, it's just going to be absolute chaos. And Merv's with us tonight, actually. Oh, are we going to catch a moment? No, we didn't. Chris Pizzick's in the live chat. Let's go run DJC team, and he's showing some big arm muscles there in his in the live chat, Chris. Good to have you with us, mate. And I believe, well, you were down to race. I'll check all that in a moment. But yeah, so we've got our first 25-minute race. Once that is concluded, they'll then get a very, very short breather, and then they'll go out and do the same qualifying session again, and they'll repeat the whole process. So it is really there's no endurance involved. There's no strategy in this one. It is who is the fastest, who can defend the hardest, and around a track like this, which we're watching Merv go around at the moment in his McLaren. You'll see, obviously, when we get to qualifying, we'll do a full lap guide. It's a very technical track, really, really technical track. Having the car set up is paramount in this one. So Right, how many we got with us so far? There's 26 in at the moment. And, oh, let's have a look at Mr. Williams in his pink pig. Porsche, there he is, number 41. And he's decided, he knows he's on stream, he knows he's watching this. Of course he's watching, he's probably recording it. And he's sitting there now and he's thinking, oh, Coops is watching, let's just slow it down, keep it tidy. See, look at that. Is he going to do a donut for us on stream? No, I doubt it. He's obviously, you can see he's just getting some temperature into the heat, into the brakes and the tyres there. But so we do have 26 in at the moment. In terms of who has actually checked in for the race, let me just bring that up. So who have we got that's actually signed in today? Let's have a quick run through that. So in terms of the pros, Thomas Nopek is in. He's currently, oh, I won't give too much away. I'll run through the standings in a minute. Panels all straight. Panels all straight, Alan. JR's in. Yes, good to be back, buddy. It's good to be back. And hopefully, well, you're racing, so I'm assuming you've managed to kick that bit of illness at the moment. So that's good. That's good. It always perplexes me when our guys and girls are particularly unwell and can't drive. And Mr. Smiley as well enjoyed my time. Yes, it was unpaid leave. No, I did. I enjoyed it immensely, watching people kick a round thing of air around. But it is good to be back. It feels like it's been forever, I've got to be honest. Anyway, so Nopek is in. Nico Veldman's with us this evening. Alex Zakdal is in. Paulie is also in. Alan Brown. Hellman's in. Mr. Junior Hughes is in. Senatore and Merv, they are your pro guys in for this evening. And in terms of the AM class, Chris Snyder's in, Dow's in, Blanchett, Harry Goswell, Ryan Stringer is in, and I've pronounced his name correctly first time out tonight, so I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Sven Corvin is in, Gabrielle, James Williams, Simon Turner, Patrick Dean, Anderson Albuquerque, Black Magic, Salto is in, Mario Mariano is also in, Matthew Ing, Stefano Barretto, Neil Woodward, Chesney Salazar, and Michael Massey, the champ. They are you guys in the comms box. It's me and Mike. We'll be with you all evening. Fall about the floor laughing. Fantastic. I get it. But that's where we're at on there. So let me, before we move off there, blah blah blah. Everyone in the in the chat and the Discord is asking who's doing what times, what car's any good. I don't know. So we can come away from that. Let's get off James. Let's have a look at Salazar, shall we? Oh yeah, Salazar, beautiful. In the McLaren there in the pits. Mike, the good looking one. You know it. You know it, mate. Do you know what? It's quite breezy, isn't it, at the moment? It's a little bit chilly around the UK. Let's have a look at Chica. Is Chica out? Yeah, let's have a look at Chica in his Porsche. I love Chica's little Porsche there. It is a little bit chilly outside, as most of us will have noticed in the UK. Yeah, I am here in shorts with a fan on. Because it's hot stuff doing all this work. But there we go. So 26 with us at the moment. Excuse me. A little bit of coffee just to keep me going. And no, my usual coffee delivery device, aka the FRL. Thanks, Chico. He's just giving us a little flash there. Thanks, buddy. I don't know why I'm waving at the screen. He can't see me, obviously. Well, I'm not doing that. And yeah, that coffee delivery device is no more. It is now just a white mug. Shorts and t-shirts, weather here. Of course it is, but you're not Wowbridge, so you've probably got a temperature like of 120 or something. So here's Harry in his Tesco Aston Martin going on, and what have we got left? So track temperatures, just to give you guys a bit of racing information, that probably would be helpful. Ambient is 14 degrees, track temperature is also 14 degrees, so having those tyres and those brakes in the window is going to be really, really important. And let's get on board. Come on, let's get on board. Bit of Aston time. You know you all love it. A rather loose Aston by the look of that steering inputs there, Harry. Yeah, well, the amount of cough medicine you've drank today, Briz, you shouldn't have a cough. In fact, I don't even know how you're still awake if you're having that much. Right, let me have a look at that. That is all looking good. Oh yeah, new edition. Obviously you will have seen. We do have the live Podium Chase account now above my head. Up there. So anybody that decides they enjoy and they want to be a part and follow, obviously if you do sub to the channel, Obviously, you'll see that will move as that is live, which is great. So, but it's not to go down, you lot, not down. But yeah, all good. And in the pits he comes. Right, let's pick a different car. Let's have a look at Mr. Dean, Patrick Dean, Red Kings Motorsport. Representative there in his BMW. Let's give Patrick a little bit of time, and whilst we do that, I'm going to run through the standings for everybody. Then we can all wake up. So I've unsubscribed. So does it go up again? He's. Do you know how skilled Dal actually is? Yeah. I mean, not only before was he doing all of the live stewarding, hence we all hated him. Hangman Dal, not me, because I was never driving. But you lot. And he'd still managed to give me abuse throughout the entire stream whilst he's looking at other things. Are you ready for some more NCR domination? Well, Black Magic, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? That sounds like fighting talk there. So Dale's now telling me that he's unsubscribed to see if it goes up again. He's such a gentleman. I really must get him a huge Christmas present. No. He's doing all this. I was going to say he's doing all this while he's driving, but obviously he's just sat in the pits, just wondering what went wrong with that livery. But it's all good. Right, anyway, let me get to these standings. Don't say anything for a little while. Okay, so AM standings, as we've already established, Michael Massey is the champion for this season on 291 points. A really great showing from him. Chris Schneider's currently in second place on 232, a mere 3 points ahead on Ryan Blanchett. So that is up for grabs. That's Bentley versus Ferrari. Stefano Barretto's in fourth in the Lamborghini. He's on 187 points. So if he has a decent race one, could potentially be in the mix to maybe put himself into the top three in race two. Harry Goswell in the Aston is in fifth place on 167 points. Then Black Magic in the Honda is in sixth position on 155. Anderson Albuquerque is 7th in the Vantage on 152 points. Mario Mariano is in 8th in his BMW. He's on 150 points. Stuart Pryor, DSQ, don't need to worry about that. Ryan Stringer is in 10th. And remember, Ryan's only been with us, not for a full season. He's part of the Run DJC stable. And I've been impressed with him. I think when he did his first race, I think it was probably maybe 4 weeks ago now. I know they were saying in their Discord over at Run DJC that he literally, I think, just bought a PC and that was his first one out of the bag. So he's only got to improve, which is scary. He's in 10th position on 137 points. Patrick Dean, we're looking at the moment from Red Kings Motorsport in his BMW. He's in 11th on 114. Then we've got Ian Thompson, which is Chica in the Porsche. He is on 112 points in 12th position. Ian Prentice is 13th. He didn't start the last round, so he's on 104 points. Then we've got Neil Woodward from the Racing League, and he's in 14th in his Porsche on 94 points. Simon Turner in 15th in his Porsche. We'll have a look at his livery in a minute. He's on 93 points. Then we've got Matthew Wing in 16th in the Aston on 89. Salazar's in 17th in the McLaren on 88. Longdon is in 18th in his McLaren on 85 points. James Williams 19th in his pink Porsche on 78 points. Kukauskis is in 20th in the Honda on 70 points. Then we've got Sven Corvin 21st in his Porsche on 55 points. Chris Sota 22nd in the Honda on 42. Gabriel De Carlo is 23rd in the Audi, tied on 41 points as Mr. Dean decides he didn't want to do that anymore. So let's quickly swap over. Let's have a look. Let's get Brizzle. Let's have a look at Briz. He was asking me if this particular livery was going to be on show tonight. There you go, Briz. There's your sort of Spa 24-hour. Pretty cool livery there on the Aston. We'll give you a bit of airtime on that, buddy. Lurchies, Adam Scrace is 24th in his McLaren on 41 points, again tied also with Serkan Duran in the always Lamborghini Huracan. That's the only car I've ever seen him drive. Dow, come out and serve and go back in. Get 6 new sets. Now, Smiley, stop being strategic there, young man. We've all got that on the stream. Damstra is DSQ, so Dal is 27th in his Jag on 34 points. Michael Herbert is 28th on 32, and then we've got some DSQs. Marco Shaber's 31st on 24 points. And that is your AM class. Now, I'm assuming I'm assuming that, let me just come out of that, let's go drive. So we've gone straight into qualifying, which is all good. It means I'm talking far too much about the standings. We'll get across to that in a minute. So the AMs are on their way out. 41, James Williams is first out the bag. Well, we know what that means, ladies and gents. James is going to be our guinea pig. So let's enjoy a lap on board of that Porsche. Can't do that in real life though, no doubt now. While I really quickly run through the pros. So Thomas Nopek is currently in first position in the BMW on 287. Vincenzo Senatore is second in his BMW on 252. So that isn't done just yet. Pauli's third in his BMW at 208 points. And then only 5 points behind we've got Bjorn Dale again in a BMW. So it is a Beamer Fest at the top of the pro table at the moment. Nico Velman is in fifth in the Audi on 195 as James bins it straight away. That is not what we wanted to see. So, Chris Sota. There we go. We'll have a bit of Chris, shall we? In that rather fetching looking Honda. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Whilst I'll finish this one up. So Nico's in fifth. Alan Brown, Brazil, is sixth in the Aston, 174 points. Terence Keenan is seventh in the Honda on 164. Then we've got Junior Hughes in eighth in the BMW on 156. Keddy is ninth in the McLaren on 150. Alex Zagdal is 10th in the Honda on 149. Then we've got Dave Goodways 11th in the Mercedes on 109 points. Chris Pizzick's 12th in the Audi on 102. Cameron Martin is 13th in the Porsche on 98. Then we've got Sheng, who is absolutely rapid the few times I've seen this guy. And we are now into a full fly, which we'll get to. So Sheng's 14th on 92. Sean Freeman 15th in Honda on 83 points. Sergio Azorio, DSQ. Mattis Hellman is 17th in the BMW on 76. Then we've got Ludovic Favets in 18th on 69. Pascal Petris is 19th in his Ferrari on 64 points. And then Patrick Lipka in the Mercedes on 42. Bunch of DSQs. Daniel Silver 24th in the McLaren on 36. Ryan O'Sullivan, well, he's only done one round, so I'll take it he's not involved. And Merv, there we go. Merv's 29th with 0 points. Great. Let's get rid of those. And now let's focus on this cool stuff right here. Okay. So, what are we thinking about the track? No change in the temperatures. Okay, so and we have discussed already, as a track, it's rather difficult. It is rather difficult, so I need to change that for you guys. Right, so let's have a look at their doubters. So, for your information on your screen, obviously you can see, what denotes what? Well, evidently, if they've got a red background with the white driver number next to their name, that means they're in the AM category, and if it's green with a white number, that means they're pros. You can see the make of car they're driving as well, and then we've got the gaps. That's the gap to the car in front. We're not interested in that at the moment because we are in qualifying. However, as Chris bins it as well. Right, chaps, I just want someone. Matthew Ing, is he going to set a time? Somebody set a time, and he does, a 1:36.752. We have our first time on the board. Chesney Salazar goes a little bit quicker with a 36.457. So we have got some times coming through now, which is fantastic for us to see. So yes, I was saying, in terms of what you're looking at the moment, you can actually then see their doubters. So that's based on their previous lap and their previous sectors. So if they're in the green, i.e. we look at Salazar at the moment, he's nearly half a second up on his previous lap time. As Harry Goswell goes provisional P1. That was a nice time from you, Harry. We'll check that one out properly in a moment. So you can see now who is going quicker and who is going slower compared to their previous doubters. As Patrick Dean shows, if you do keep the car on the track, we can get a half decent lap. So come on, let's watch him. Right, James binned it on the last one. Right, it's coming up to the start and finish line. Merv, hey, good evening, mate. How you doing? Good to see you racing, Merv. Very good to see you racing. Evidently, you're not going to win the championship tonight. But hey, you should have some pretty cool sprint races, which I certainly hope that you do. So great to have you with us, mate. If anyone is watching, if you haven't pressed like yet, please do so. It takes half a second, means the world to me. And if you want to consider a subscription, well, you know what to do, and you'll see that little number pop up at the top there as well. So James is on his quick lap by the look of it. Has he put one in yet? He has. He's done a 36.935, so he has popped a lap in. Shout at me, Merv! No, he said nice to have the chance to get on track. Accidentally put caps on. No, that's fine. It's good. I can't hear over these cars anyway, mate, so you need to speak up. And I'm getting old. But that's brilliant. No, it's good to have you back in, mate. And out of interest, why have you not been on track? Let's ask the serious questions. So currently in the AM class, Patrick Dean is leading the way with a 135.872. Harry Goswell is currently P2 with a 36 flat. Salazar's also on a 36 flat, but he's probably about 2.5 behind Harry at this stage. Sven Corvin is in 4th position with a 36.1. Chris Schneider's 36.2. Blanchett, remember those two are really, really close in their title battle. Blanchett is 6th with a 36.3. And then Michael Massey is the champion in 7th with a 36.4. Black Magic a 36.4 as well. There's only literally 100 between them. And does James improve? I would say no. Oh, he does a lot of running after work. Oh, Merv. As in competitive running. I've got a story in my head here. I'm not sure if it's you or not. I know there is someone that gets involved in the sort of marathons and things like that as well. But yeah, more power to you, buddy. Right, so James is still trying to improve on that lap time. Patrick Dean is still running at the front in the AM class at the moment. And what are we? So 9 minutes left. So the pros are going to be starting to warm up those engines now. And they're going to probably be coming down towards the end of the pit lane. And then they're going to get out there. So when the pros come out, we will jump on board. We'll do a full lap guide. Just so that everybody watching at home, you can then actually see and understand what these guys are going through on this track. As I say, it's very, very technical. There's Harry, he's just come across. He's trying to improve on that as well. So Matthew Ing, he's gone provisional P1. Look at that. Fantastic lap from Matthew in the Aston. He's done a 35.765. So again, we're not talking much, are we? But Dean was improving. He's not now. Harry's a 10th up on his time. So if Harry was to do that, that's going to put him... Man, that's not going to put him near provisional pole at this stage. But it would move him up, I would suggest, maybe a place. So we've got 4 of them in the 35s, and then we've got the rest are in the 36s. This is a tight field. It's a very, very tight field, but we've got 8 minutes left. So the guys in the AM class now should be coming in. As you can see, they are beginning to come in. And we're going to need to start finding some pros. It's Black Magic in his Honda, the number 600. He's currently running in P9. Is improving. Blanchett is your mover at the moment. Blanchett is 6/10 up. That is pretty impressive. Let's see what he can do in his Ferrari. 6.5 tenths up. He's currently doing a 36.3, so that'll put him at 35. Okay, 6, 35, 6, 35.7. That could be good enough for P1 or P2 as he crosses the line. Ladies and gents, look at that. New fastest lap in the AM category. Ryan Blanchett in his Ferrari, a 1:35.627. I did just call that. Well done. What a fantastic lap from him. Craziness. Mr. Patrick Dean is still out. So if he cross the line at the correct time, he will get to finish that lap. So we'll keep an eye on that. Simon Turner, there we go, in his lovely Porsche. Great livery on there. FRL one side, COMMS by Coops on the other side. It's all good. You can't really argue with that, can you? Not really. Right, Alan Brown. The pros are out. So let us see. So Lock and Load looks like he is the first man out the bag. So let's get on board with Junior Hughes. Run DJC, I'd say member, leader. I think he runs the show over there, but yeah, great drivers, Junior. Had the pleasure of commentating on him for, wow, a long time now, actually. Very long time. So he crosses the line to start his quick lap. So into turn 1, it's really difficult. You've got to get that trailed all the way in, down into first. Then we're going to get on the power. Use the curb on the left-hand side. Stick it tight, but don't touch the curb on the left there. Back it off, down a gear. Let the car roll in, and then we attack this corner. Again, hard on the brakes. Second in the Beamer. Most of the cars will be in first. Use the banking to pull the car around, and then you're full throttle all the way through this slight twisty section. You've got to make sure on that curb on the right-hand side just previously, because that can unsettle the car. Anyway, we're looking for the board on the left-hand side there. We don't need to brake hard, we just need to drop it down a gear or two, take a bit of momentum out, and we swing across, and we're going to dab the brakes down a gear, get it swung in. Now we're back on the throttle again, over to the left-hand side, and then around about now we're just down on the brakes, down into first for most cars, again second for the Beamer. The way she's geared allows her to do that quite often. Again, another little tricky section here. We're doing quite a bit of waiting. There's a lot of pausing in this middle section, and you've just got to be patient with the car. Now we find ourselves full throttle, pull the car across over to the left for the chicane, then we're going to get hard on those brakes, down into first gear again in every other car. Not the Beamer though. It does drop it into first. That was obviously to get a little bit more turning done, and then back into second again, shoot across to the left-hand side, up towards the penultimate. A little dab of the brakes, get the car again rebalanced. You're just waiting for the car to turn in, apex, straight back on the throttle again, and then all the way full throttle through the final corner onto the start finish straight. And let's see what happens. Simon Turner, nice to have you back, Cubes. You are more than welcome, as Junior Hughes lights up my timing screens, and he goes provisional pole with a 35.215. Nice lap, Junior. Nice lap indeed. Vincenzo Senatore, he's just come across the line as well. Remember, I think he's third in the championship. No, he isn't actually. Massey, no, he is. I think he is. He's just come across the line with a 35.5, and Merv, well, again, Merv was saying he doesn't get to get on track too often. Well, he's doing all right in that McLaren this evening, isn't he? Because he's just done a 35.5 as well. So literally nothing to choose between 2 and 3. Paulie's popped his lap time in as well, so he's P5 overall in the 834 BMW. So he's doing pretty well there. And where else? So Salazar. Let's have a look at Nico. What's Nico up to? We're going to do Nico. You've done a 36 flat. I know you're quicker than that, big guy. Probably not that way though. Ah, it's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, lovely. Nico's going to come out and do another one. Anyway, Mr. Woodward sitting in the pits there, plotting, no doubt. Plotting what to do. And Bjorn Dale, he's out on track at the moment. There you go. And the 991 BMW 36.495 was his last lap. Again, maybe just getting a sighter in there, getting those tyres and those brakes warmed up. And at the top of your screens, well, we knew he was going to come out at some point. Your current championship leader in the pro category, Thomas Nopek, he is quick. You can't deny that. He's been rapid all season long, really consistent as well. And you know, I wouldn't say Nopek's overly aggressive, but he knows when he needs to battle. Let's put it that way. And he's doing a grand job at the moment, first man into the 34s, and not by a shade. That's a 34.647. So that is almost 7/10 quicker than Mr. Junior Hughes, and he is improving on this lap as well. Any big improvers? Paulie is half a second up on his lap, so that will probably be good to see. As you can see, that he's now just gone in provisional P2 with a 35.170, and Thomas is still improving. Paulie's improving. Junior Hughes is quarter of a second up on his time as well, so if he could do that, he'll be sort of 35 dead, but that would still be a good 3.5 tenths shy, although he is improving constantly through that lap. Right, as Paulie's coming up towards the final sector, he's now half a second up, so his tyres, wow, his tyres are nicely in the groove, and he's just, well, he's doing all right, isn't he? Let's put it that way. He's doing all right. Let's see what he does as he comes to cross the line. Oh, I've just gone 2.78. Who did it? Who did it? Come on, tell me. Thank you very much. I always love to see that. And there you go. He's improved again by probably quarter of a second there. So a 34.427 by Nopek. Pretty rapid indeed. Junior Hughes is half a second up. However, Senatore is nearly 8 tenths up, and that is nothing to be sniffed at whatsoever. And Junior Hughes does improve on that lap. He sticks it in the 34s as well, a 34.754. Ryan Racing says, unfortunately I had to pull out, fell asleep and didn't realise I hadn't done the track medals. Oh dear, dude. That's alright, mate. Enjoy the show. It's the last one of the season anyway. Gives you plenty of time to get those track medals done. And then you can get involved properly. But look, glad to have you with us. It's always good to have the drivers come in and watch, even if you're not actually racing. It's great. that you want to do that and get more involved with the community, as Vincenzo Senatore does go. He's also into the 34s as well, a 34.920. It's just Beamer Fest, isn't it? Alright, come on, Merv. I'm supporting Merv. I'm sorry, I think you're all great drivers, and I do love you all. I love commentating on all of you, but I've got Beamer in the top 5, and then we've got a McLaren. Anyway, indeed, right, what's Veltman? He's done it again. That's the exact same corner. That is a setup issue for Nico. Sorry, mate. Really sorry, Nico. I've caught you do that twice. He's a secret spinner, is Nico. In the 29 Audi there. That is unfortunate. I mean, we know the Audi is a handful. We've got 9 seconds left to qualifying, so if they're not out on track at the moment, where's things going to change? So Junior Hughes, well, he's down on that last lap, so he's not going to make up that time. Senatore is 1.5 tenths up, so that'll put him 760. So if his lap finished exactly as it is, he would be 10 thousandths of Junior Hughes' time. You're going to try and do it before race 2? Well, just do it. Get on, Brian. Get on and do it and see what happens. So, flag has dropped. Your man we're looking at the moment, I think it's safe to say he's got himself another pole position. I'm going to give him a congrats now, because JR isn't going to pull 3.5, 4 tenths out. That's no disrespect to JR, just it's not going to happen over the course of one lap, considering the pace of the chaps in and around him at the moment. So Junior Hughes is potentially on for a P2. He's going to get a P2. Senatore is going to start in P3. So that's an interesting top 3 there. Mount Pauly is going to be in 4th with a 35.1. So the top 3 are in the 34s. And then we've got 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. Okay, fine. Then the next 10 individuals are all within the 35s. Closely packed. And the rest are all in the 36s. So, again, it looks like we're going to be in for an interesting session. Where's Brizzle? Come on, Dow, show me that livery. Oh, he's hiding again, isn't he? Dow's hiding again. So, there you go, ladies and gents. Qualifying 1 is complete. So, I shall get rid of that. 1 second. Yeah, so qualifying 1 is complete. And here, let's get ready, and then we shall show you the grid. Okay, it's going to lock me out for ages. We'll show you the grid, and we've had another... do you know what? Hold on. Look at my lovely artwork. I need to make a change to this. Hold on. Oh, that's better. Look. I mean, don't get me wrong. This does make me look quite angelic, but also you can't really see my face properly. Not that you would probably want to. There you go. Right, thank you for the 2 new subs. I really appreciate that. And so qualifying 1 is done. Let me run through, because this probably won't move back over to where I need it into until the very beginning of the race. So Thomas Nopek is going to start in P1. He starts alongside Junior Hughes, both in a BMW, surprisingly. Vincenzo Senatore will start on row 2 alongside Mount Pauly, in both in BMWs, surprisingly. Then we've got Bjorn Dale, who's going to start in 5th BMW. Merv, yes. 1 was me. Thank you very much, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Merv in the McLaren is going to start in 6th place. Then we've got Ryan Blanchett. Remember, Ryan's in the AM class. In his Ferrari is going to start in 7th alongside Matthew Ing. Then Patrick Dean, BMW Red Kings Motorsport, is going to start alongside Nico Veldman. Remember, Nico's in the Pro class, but that Audi was proving a rather large handful for him. We saw 2 lovely pirouettes at exactly the same corner. So I'll try not to focus on him too much, because it may be commentator's curse. Who knows? Let me change that. So Nico Velman's going to start in 10th position. 11th is going to be Michael Massey, who is evidently your AM champion for this season. Chesney Salazar is going to start in 12th. Alan Brown's going to start 13th alongside Harry Goswell. Battle of the Astons between those two. Then Chris Schneider's in 15th alongside Black Magic. Sven Corvin's going to start in 17th alongside Neil Woodward. Ian Thompson 19th, and Chris Sota is going to start in 20th position. Gabriel De Carlo 21st, Stefano Barretto 22nd. James Williams in his Porsche is going to start 23rd alongside Anderson Albuquerque, and then we're going to have Mattis Hillman in 25th, Simon Turner 26th, and Dal in his Jag is going to start 27th. So that is what we've got lined up. Remember, no pit stops. No one's got to think about fuel. No, there's no strategy to this. It's just survive and get as high as you can. It's as simple as that. Ambient temp has dropped. Come on. Ambient temperature has dropped.
20 seconds.
Drive, yeah, that'll be good. To 13 degrees, as has the track temperature. So we do have... Look, there's down. Look, there's this green Jag. I know we can't see it properly yet, but we will. We will see it properly. And thank you to the other subscriber as well. I appreciate that as well. We will see that, most definitely, as we move on through. So we're going to do a full formation lap, as we always expect. Now, I did actually, I know, Chris, it's crazy. It must be one of your other accounts. Porsche Cup Winter Cup. Oh, what are we promoting there? Porsche Cup ACC Winter Cup, Chris Smiling? I should say to everybody that I did see something really cool actually done on one of our other streams of the day, and I was going to sit and have a look at it today, but I couldn't. Because I was busy doing other stuff, but I am going to have a look at that going forward. And Chromadex did something on his streams, and I know Dal mentioned it to me before, and I just thought he was winding me up about this, and this was months ago. Dal was like, drone cam, and I'm thinking, what is he chatting about? And obviously I use a certain software with certain camera angles, but obviously you can still access things through the ACC software, and I actually really like what Chromadex did, so I'm going to nick that at some point and try and put my own spin on it. But yeah, full formation lap. Let's look at all those beautiful sand dunes and bushes and stuff. So we're all going to come around again. It will be a full lap, of course. That's going to allow everybody to put the relevant heat cycles through those brakes, through those tyres, try and get them into the operating window as best they can. Now, we don't know what the weather's going to do. I don't know what the weather's going to do. Well, I mean, I could, being privy to that, but I don't look at it. So we don't know what the weather's going to do, and that could play a part in this over the course of this this evening's racing. Dave Keane, good evening, Coops. Hello, buddy. How you doing? You good? Good. It's always good to see Kilo. There's so many other people to view these days. It's good to see people pop in every now and then, which is amazing. So, Kino, if you've just missed us, we're just obviously on the formation lap for race 1. Remember, ladies and gents, this is the season finale. We've had 6 previous rounds. We've had 12 previous races, obviously 2 in each round, and this is the last one. Kino is all good. Awesome, mate. Awesome indeed. So now they're beginning to form up. So they've done. Well, they've pretty much had their chance now, haven't they? They've been getting those heat cycles in. They've now formed up 2 by 2, which we know exactly what that means. That means things are about to start getting a little bit juicy as they're coming just towards the final corner now, the long right-hander, and then we're on the start-finish straight. Right, come on. Let's have a clean start, please, everybody. A clean one. I don't want death at T1 just because I'm back. Right, all formed up. So, ladies and gents, this is the Formula Racing League Timpson Super Sprint Series Round 7 season finale about to get underway. Race 1, 25 minutes, remember, no pit stops.
Green light,
and we are green and we are go. Thomas gets a good start there. Junior Hughes looks to pull alongside him. And behind, well, Senatore and Paulie, they have done fairly well. I thought we were going to have a slight love tap there, but we didn't. Merv's doing pretty well there in his McLaren. Come on, fight the Beamers. Fight the stat. Anyway, so Matthew Ings running currently in 7th place. Blanchett is in 8th, so he's doing all right there. Nico's made a spot up already. There you can see him. Let's get on board with him, actually. Let's see what it feels like to be stuck in the middle of all these cars at the moment. On lap 1, I've got a yellow down there. Oh dear, it's at 55. Is that Chica? I think Chica's been turned around. Yeah, Ian Thompson is down at the back of the grid, unfortunately. So we'll have to see if we can figure out what happened to him shortly. Remember, lap 1, it's not as, it's not quite a case of, well, we need to figure out now and have a look at, well, fuel loads and all that sort of stuff. Well, that isn't really a consideration because it's only a 25-minute sprint race, so everyone's going to be running probably within a lap of running out of fuel. Some will go close to the bone and maybe have to play about with engine modes, potentially, unlikely. So it's mainly about tyre pressures in the first lap or two. As we can see, there has been a move at the front there. So Senatore has managed to put a move on Junior Hughes. That's dropped him down, unfortunately, to 3rd place. And why is that showing like that? 1 second, ladies and gents. Don't want that. Don't want that at all. Let's do that. Good. We didn't need the same bit of information twice. I'm sure we can all read the first time round. Sorry, Mike. So Nopek is out front. He's got himself a second gap now back to Senatore, and then there's 1.3 back to Junior Hughes. Dale is only a second down the road, and then we've got Paulie and Merv, who are having a pretty decent scrap there, aren't they? Let's see what Merv's saying. Let's make ourselves feel a bit nauseous, shall we? And then we're going to go after this. I'm going to go and have a look. I'm going to go and have a look at Dal. We need to have a look at that Jag. And you remember the joke that I did say at the start of the show. We're going to go and do that all over again. In fact, let's go do that now, whilst things are sorting themselves out before we do a full run through. So Chica's at the back of the grid there, unfortunately. I think him and Mr. Williams, I think those two Porsches, well, I think they had a little bit of love. And, yeah, that certainly didn't help them. We've got... Oh, we missed him. There he is. Right, look at him. Look at that. Look at Dow's Jag. 007. And I did say earlier on that we would go, oh dear, on that. Who was that? Simon Turner, who's just gone off the track there. So he's had himself a little bit of a wobble. James Williams is coming up to him as well. So it would appear that the Porsches are not having the best of times. And our man Dal, who's only just got the use of his left leg back, really, from his surgery, is showing them all a clean pair of exhaust pipes. Go on, Dal. Let's have a listen to him. As Thomas Nopek does a 34.822. That isn't too shabby, considering we've only just got in. Check your driver ID, it says at the top. Now, yeah. I think we probably do need to do that if we're down. Anyway, coming on to the start, finish straight. Come on, down. Let's see what we can do, buddy. Right, DiCarlo's only 0.3 and Sota's... Okay, so we've got a good battle going on a little bit further up the road, which we will get to, as Neil Woodward's made a move there. He's moved himself up to 16th place, but I'm just enjoying this Jaguar masterclass from the man that they call Hangman Dell. You can hear that traction control kicking in. He's probably got it on 18. No, I know he hasn't really. Right, that's fantastic. Cheers, Dell. Right, so Ian Thompson has just put a move. So we've got Porsche at the back. A Porsche. Whereas at the front we've got a Beamer. So Thomas is now 3.5 seconds ahead. JR has managed to move up. So Senatore has evidently had some form of incident there because he's dropped a couple of places. So he's trying to keep Paulie, as you can see there. Paulie's got Merv all over the back of him. And then just behind those two you've got Ingham Veldman. So Veldman's pushing his way up the grid nicely, isn't he? We know he's really, really quick, this guy, so he's got to be keen, but can he hold the Audi? Can he keep it together? That's what I'm worried about from what we saw. But again, Nopek, another 34.802. He's consistent, that guy. He is just ultra consistent as we're coming into T1. And look how close these four are. What a great little battle we've got going on at the moment. It's exactly what we want to see at Junior Hughes. Do you know what? I'm sure JR is probably quite happy. Okay, he's 3.5 seconds off the back of Nopek, right? But, hey, you know what? JR's been really ill for a couple of weeks. This is probably going to take a bit out of him. He's got a 2-second gap back to Dale, who's now involved with this rather epic battle between Dale, Senatore, Paulie and Merv at the moment. So, it's all good. has just got himself a bit of breathing space, hasn't he? So Dale's managed to pull a second out on Senatore, and he's now falling into the clutches of Paulie in the 834 BMW. So we've got three Porsches at the back of the grid. We've got 5 Beamers at the top. Maybe that says which cars suit this track more. I don't know. But whilst we're on that subject, if you do want to have a look at the different cars within ACC, have a look on my channel. There's a section on there called COMMS Cars. Just my opinions on all the different individual cars. You may find some of that information helpful. You may not. Shuffy's in. What up, dude? I'm good, Chris. I'm good, mate. How are you? How are you, sir? How is it over there? Are you growing? Are you expanding now? Do you have 1 million members yet? I hope you do. I certainly do hope that you guys are doing well over there, mate. As we're looking at this pretty epic fight at the moment. I actually prefer that camera angle. So that's Dale's he's got to push that a bit more. He's been sucked back in again now by Senatore and Paulie. Remember, this is for 3rd, 4th and 5th place. And Merv is just hanging on to the back of them there in 7th. And then we've got another fight going on just behind them with Ing Veldman and Salazar. Salazar's not really in the picture on that one at the moment, is he? Massey and Goswell are having a good little scrap. So we'll see how this one develops a little bit more. I do think, I don't know if you guys think this as well, but I know we're in sort of winter time, but I do feel that the M4 sounds like she's got a cold quite a lot. Whoa, that's going to allow Paulie to attack. That is going to allow Paulie, probably going to get a better run. Paulie, God, that's not what I meant. Good timing though. So Paulie's on the attack. Can Paulie get a move done on Senatore? That's the question. He's all over the back of him again. You can see, look at Merv. Look, and Merv probably, that wasn't a case of Merv in the white McLaren there. He wasn't trying to show his nose. What probably happened there was our man Senatore probably braked a little longer than he needed to. I'm not saying he parked on the apex. I'm just saying sometimes you accidentally, on purpose, do that sort of thing, and that would have backed up Paulie, which that probably would have made Merv take evasive action there for a split second, or I could be completely wrong and Merv just missed his braking point. It's what I do. Right, so a bit further back we have got Matthew Ing in the 126 Aston Martin. Last lap was a 136.730, so not doing too badly. He's in 7th place. He is P1 in the AM class at the moment, so he's got to be happy with that. Behind him he's got that rather beastie Audi who's been giving Nico, well, certainly a lot of trouble in qualifying. Looks to be doing okay though in the race at the moment. Track and ambient are exactly the same temperature still. They are 13 degrees. Shuffy says we're doing our best that we humbly can. Just keep cracking on, mate. Keep cracking on. By the way, I do like the where you've moved your little man cave to. I did like the look of that, mate. I think you put some out on socials the other day. It looks very nice, although I still haven't seen shufflersimsock.com arise yet with that 20% stake you will remember we discussed. And the whole world now knows about that. So, but good, mate. I'm glad it's going well. So we're currently on board of Matthew, looking back at Nico in his Audi. Remember, Matthew's in the AM class and Nico is in the Pro class. And Nico isn't a 7th fastest guy in the Pro class. I'd put him higher up the field than that. From watching him, and who've we got off there? Is that 346? Was that 246? Massey. No, Michael Massey is still in. Yes, come on. Now, one thing I've always really praised Michael about is listen to the car he's driving. Yeah, it's thundering around in the Nissan. And why is that so strange, Coops? I hear everybody ask. Well, no, people don't really give the Nissan that much love, if I'm totally honest with you. At all. Whereas, you know, I've driven the Nissan and had some very good races in that, and I know there are quite a few people. Yeah, good Shuffy. I agree, mate. Michael's proved you can win a championship in her, and he's not driving against slow guys, is he? He's got people like Chris Schneider, Blanchett, and Brizzle's just moved down a couple of spots there, so evidently we've had a little bit of an issue there as they go thundering around the track yet again. So Chris Schneider in the Bentley. Again, Bentleys aren't getting as much love as they used to at the moment, but Chris Schneider is a very, very good driver. He's managing to do a sterling job. That fight at the front between Paulie and Senatore is still as close as you like. It's still 0.3. Now it's elongated slightly, so 0.3, 0.4 between those two. Thomas Knoppek out in front in the 99 BMW. He's built a 4.3 second gap back to Junior Hughes, who's in second place in the 212 Beamer. Dow's currently the other podium. Oh, Blanchett in the background there. So what's happened to Blanchett? Maybe he just got himself a little bit offline there. So let's get on that front splitter on that Ferrari as Knoppek does another fastest lap of 34.647. He is relentless, that guy, absolutely relentless. So we're on board at the moment with Ryan Blanchett. And remember, he absolutely blitzed the AM qualifying massively. He did a really quick time in that. But the Ferrari, she's never going to be the most stable car to drive. You've got to drive her pretty much on the edge of your seat, which is not a bad thing. That suits certain people's driving style. I do actually drive the Ferrari as well, as Brizzle in front there climbs all over those curves. Let's see what these two both handle like through this rather tricky section. Let's have a listen to the engine. As Paulie's tumbling down the grid, there's been an accident there. I think him and Senatore have had a coming together. We're watching this battle at the moment. That is a big old shame, and there you can see him. He's dropped down behind Chris Schneider. Paulie finds himself down in 13th. Now, you know that I like to do a replay for everybody, but we also do know that the last few times I've been trying to do that, the software just freezes. I don't want to risk that happening whilst we're in a sprint race. So we'll have to surmise there that either Paulie's got himself massively offline, maybe he's had a bit of a spin, or maybe there was a love tap. Thank you very much. We're halfway through this first sprint race of the evening, so 12.5 minutes left to go. Breathless as always, and look at Mr. Veldman. He's right all over the back of him, isn't he? Let's have a little listen to the screaming Audi, shall we? Let's enjoy that for a few seconds. He's definitely got a decent run off that final corner. He's going to reel in that Aston. Is he going to be able to get enough of a tow? Going to be able to use that slipstring enough? Just not enough there. He's holding on to those brakes, but so's Matthew. So good battle from those two. Nice and close. I'm sure Velman would love to get that move done. Evidently, it's going to get him more points, but it also means, no disrespect, it also means he's then not behind an AM. Ooh, that was a big jump. That was a big lag. Wonder what happened there. How many we've got still in? We've got 27 in. Okay, let's move a bit further down the grid because we've had half the race at the moment. I'll keep you abreast of any moves. Top three is still the same. Senatore's 4th. Merv's up to 5th now in the McLaren. Then we've got Matthew Bing, who we're watching in front at the moment in the Aston Martin, having this really, really good scrap with Nico in the 29 Audi. This is 6th and 7th. Then Salazar. Let's have a look at Salazar. So Salazar, here he is. He's in 8th position in the 127. And Pat Dean in the RKM BMW. He's running in the top 10 at the moment in 9th, closely followed by Harry Goswell, who's also obviously pretty high up in the AM class. And he's rather closely followed by Michael Massey, who is the AM champion. So whilst these guys are all getting together and deciding they're going to have a pretty decent scrap at the moment, Paulie's trying to fight his way back through the field. He's dispatched Chris Schneider, and he's obviously going to want to try and haul himself Paulie up through the field to try and get more points. That was bad. I know that was bad again. So Chris Schneider, there you go. He's running in 13th at the moment. Brizzle finds himself in 14th. In his Aston Martin, rather closely followed by this guy. Let's just see if this translates into an attack. Into T1, you see Briz has gone sort of middle of the road to the inside line. He's just defended that, covered that off nicely. And again, we know the Aston's got half decent traction out of those corners, so manages to hold him off quite nicely there. Blanchett in the Ferrari we're just looking at. Mattis Hillman is 16th at the moment, and in terms of his race, well, quite uneventful. He's 5.5 seconds down the road from Blanchett, and he's got about 3 seconds in his pocket back towards Chris Sota, who is there in his Honda. Gabriele Carlo in the Audi. Do we have... No, we've gone for Team Carbon in that Audi. Derek Bra. Dal. Dow, look at him running in 19th position, didn't need to qualify. He knew he was going to pick up those positions. And what a great job he's currently doing. It's great to see Dow on track. It really is. I know he's been through a lot, and it's good to see him back out there. Black Magic running in 20th. Now, Black Magic was talking about some NCR domination, if you will remember in the live chat before. Is running in 20th position. Sven Corvin in 21st in his Porsche. So, now we're getting back towards the Porsches. Evidently, you can see on your screen, ladies and gents, we have a gaggle of Porsches there. Yeah, another gaggle of Porsches. Which I think tells us all we need to know. So, Sven... how far ahead is Sven? So he's 1.5 seconds off the back of Black Magic, but he's got 6.5 in his pocket. Then we've got Neil Woodward in the FRL livery Porsche. And Neil, I mean... So, obviously I jump in and watch a lot of streams, yeah? If I'm not commentating, you know, pretty much every night of the week I'll be jumping on to a stream, and I like to keep my eyes on things, see what's going on, enjoy some racing, and just have a bit of a laugh and listen to the guys. Neil did really well in the rookies on Thursday. I think he came P2 in the second race at Brands, and that Porsche was flying, absolutely flying around there. Not enjoying this track though. Chica, Ian Thompson, he finds himself in 23rd in his Porsche as well. We know that him and this guy, James Williams, evidently had a coming together on the first lap because they were both miles behind everybody else. So James is 24th. And then Stefano Barretto in the Lamborghini, that's probably quite a brave choice around this track, is 25th. Another NCR driver there you can see on that livery. Anderson Albuquerque in the Aston is running in 26th, and that is not where he should be at all. And Mr. Turner finds himself in the pits. Unfortunate. So there we go. We've got 7.5 minutes left of this first sprint race. That's giving everybody, well, it's giving you all a bit of an update of everybody. Let's go and find a close one. Where is Paulie? So Paulie and Massey and Goswell. Interesting fight this will be. Massey, you can see Massey's got a big run there on Harry, so he's tucked into the inside. He's going to go late on the brakes, and he does. And can Paulie try and push through at the same time? Not quite. So Harry's trying to attack back on Michael Massey now. Evidently, he doesn't want to lose that position, but Paulie's got to be careful now because these guys are in their own scrap. Now, just because the pros and the AMs are running together, this is all for position, yeah? So no one's getting out of anyone's way, no one's obliged to because of the different classes. This is a race for position, so Paulie's not going to get any favours from anybody. If he wants to make these two passes, he's going to have to do it the hard way. What do you think of Mr. Hughes' new livery? Well, I'll tell you, Ryan. This will be Ryan Stringer then. That's what I'm going for. I do like it. I mean, JR normally gives us different types of liveries, yeah, because I think he didn't have to load them up. But now, you know, that looks pretty smart, doesn't it? I think so. I do think so. We've seen those colours for a long time. Although I'm not 100% sure. Good, I'm glad that I just tweaked on that. Let me have a look at this. So we've got Spain on the left. Hold on, I need to see what the other winglet is on there. I've got an investigation mission going on at the moment, so let's have a look at that. And we've got like a British type flag on the other side. Right, Ryan, what are they representing? Are we saying that JR's half Spanish? Because I'm not being funny. JR doesn't look or sound half Spanish. Obviously, I could be wrong. Do you know what, actually? Do you know what? I've just seen some stuff on the side of his car. And I think that's going to be all the... So that's got to be from a... Let me go on Helicam and see what's on the bonnet of that. I think that's got to be maybe from an endurance race, something like that. Hence, he's got different drivers on there. That's probably what I think he's going for. But anyway, so just under 5 minutes left of this one, ladies and gents. Remember, this is the season finale. This is the last 2 rounds, and Senatore is getting pretty close as well, isn't he? So let's get on board and have a look at that one. So these are still at it. So it's time to talk sandwiches. Like, we haven't had a chance to talk about sandwiches for a couple of weeks, and how do I mean by that? Well, evidently we've got Senatore here who's going to be running in 4th position. He's 0.7 behind Dale. Obviously, get him. Yeah, get him. I made the delivery in a day and a half as for the 12-hour race, which we had one Spanish driver with the service. You ended up... Wow. You did all 12 hours. Good lad. Blimey. Was there quite a few pit stops then, I'm assuming? Wow. Well done you, mate. And it's a lovely livery. Well done, Ryan. I like it. Yeah, so back to sandwiches. So we've got Senatore here, who is evidently... Well, he's stuck in the middle of this sandwich, isn't he? It's a Beamer McLaren sandwich. And yes, of course he wants to close down and try and get that podium position back, 100%. He knows he's got just under 4 minutes to get that done. But he's also got Merv, who's harrying him, harassing him behind him. And you can see how much Merv is pushing there. Blimey, Merv. Merv nearly pushed a little bit too hard. You saw him get a little bit out of shape on the previous corner. Just took the curb a little bit, kicked up a bit of dust, and evidently that would have made the car break traction. So when he's hitting the brakes there and trying to turn left, well, he's losing traction anyway. So that's why I thought he was very, very nearly going to end up in the wall, unfortunately. So that sandwich is moved down a bit. Finished P12 of 69 cars. Ryan, that's really impressive, dude. That is really impressive. Well done, mate. I do love the old single driver stories in endurance races, whether it's on purpose or not. But it's always pretty cool, isn't it? So top 3, no change. Fastest lap of the race is still held by this man right here, Thomas Nopek, who's out in front, nearly 11 seconds clear, a 1:34.647. Then we've got Junior Hughes, is comfortably in second place in the Ryan livery. In the Ryan created livery there, which is really cool. He's got himself a good 7.5 seconds back to this guy now. You know, it is only a short race, so, well, how much pressure can there really be under? Yeah, I mean, it's only a short race. It's only going to be, 12, 15 laps, whatever it is. I mean, surely you just get out there and just do the laps, right? Well, not quite. This is for the podium. Yeah, so there's more to it than this one. It doesn't matter if it's a short race, it's for the podium. And what have we got? Just over 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. So this lap and one other will be on the cards. So what else is close? So Patrick Dean in 8th is 0.3 behind Matthew in. Chris Schneider in 13th is 0.2 behind Salazar in his McLaren as well. DiCarlo is 0.4 behind Sota, that's 17th and 18th. And everywhere else looks pretty well gapped. Why is Dal in 20th still? Dal's moved... No, 19th. Okay, Dal's still in 19th. That's all good. Right, I'm going to keep my eye on this battle right here because this is where it's at. This is where it's at. We're going to have one more lap to go. Any changes that come up on the screen, you're obviously going to see that on yours. And I've got myself a 999, which is yellow. That's Woodward. So Woody's had an accident there. That looks like it's down the main straight. On the start-finish straight, I bet Woody's run out of fuel. He's moving again now, so I'll be interested to know what happened to him. But Woody's definitely had himself a little off there. So, leaders on the final lap. So here we go. This is it. It's all or nothing for these two. It's defend, 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 and full-on bonsai attack for Vincenzo Senatore if he wants to get back on that podium. And Bjorn is, well, he's going to defend most certainly like his life depends on it. He's going to be making sure that he gets into all those braking zones quite nicely, making that beamer nice and wide, maybe not jumping onto the throttle on the way out, maybe just easing on that. Just maybe that's going to cause Senatore to have to back out of his throttle a little bit, and by that time Bjorn's going to be on his throttle that much extra more, so that could gain him half a tenth. All these little tricks that these guys are going to employ on this last lap, and obviously don't bin it. Well, that is the important one. It's been a good battle. It has been a good battle. It's been a good first race, to be fair. I'm glad I'm here for this one. Obviously, I'm going to check the football scores in a minute. Now. No. Ah, blimey. Wow, I don't... Coops, will you be commentating the 6 hours on Saturday? Is that Woody round again? That was Woody. Woody's spun again, so I'm thinking Woody's got some damage there. Right, let's go on to Thomas. Where is he? Is he finishing up yet? Right, so Thomas is coming on. There we go. Another victory for Thomas Nopek. Well done, mate. He's a machine, that guy. Junior Hughes is now coming round as well. So He's going to comfortably take second place in this first race of the evening. And then we've got Bjorn and Senatore. He's done enough. He's done enough. Oh, but Merv's lost it. Merv's evidently got a bit of a tank slapper on there. Just coming in, he's probably gone into that corner a little bit too hot, and the back's tried to over-rotate on him, but he's managed to hold that position. So well done, Merv. Well done to you, buddy, finishing 5th place. And look at Mr. Veldman. Manages to bring himself up into P6. Paulie's also done a great job as well. Paulie's brought himself finishing in P7. Evidently was running in the top 3. I'm thinking him and Senatore, something happened between them. Potentially we'll find out, no doubt, in Discord afterwards. And what great parking. You win that award. Paulie wins the parking award. Michael Massey finishes in... No, hold on a minute. Don't do that. Patrick Dean in 8th position for RKM. Well done, Patrick. Good effort tonight, mate. Michael Massey, your AM champion, he finishes a very respectable 9th. Harry Goswell in the top 10. Won't be too disheartened with that. Salazar finishes in 11th place. Chris Schneider in 12th. I mean, evidently he's got out the car, so he must be standing there somewhere. Alan Brown, he finishes in 13th position. Blanchett managed to finish 14th. Hellman's in 15th place. Matthew Ing, good race from him actually, in 16th. Gabriel DiCarlo in 17th position. Then we've got Chris out at 18th. Derek Dow finished in 19th. Well done, Dow. Well done, mate. Well done indeed. Sven 20th. Black Magic 21st. Thompson finished in 22nd. James Williams 23rd. Woody, we saw have a couple of issues there on the last lap and the penultimate lap. Finished 24th. Barretto 25th. Albuquerque 26th. And Cy Turner ended up just in the pits in 27th. So, that is unfortunate. Let's go quali personal best because we're now going to move into Q2, so that's your race 1 complete. It still hasn't fixed that. I need to figure that out. So T dot won the race. I think it's just to do with the setting on here. I will figure it out. Right, let's do that. Let's bring that up there. Okay, fine. So let's wait for the second qualifying session to get underway. Remember, we're going to have 16 minutes, so 8 minutes for the AMs straight away, and then 8 minutes for the pro drivers. And Ryan's also good to join the lobby. Well, try and join it. Try and join it now, Ryan, because there's no one else. There's no one out there yet, mate. Let's try and get you in, because I want to see your livery. I know you were talking about it earlier. Are you in? No, it's still 27 in. So. Okay, they're just having a little bit of a pause, which is good. By the way, if anyone wants to know the football score, I can tell you, and I'm not happy with it at all, really. It's shocking. What a great final that could have been. But anyway, we've had race 1. Remember, this is the season finale of the Timpson Super Sprint Series, brought to you by Formula Racing League on ACC. Of course, I am COMMS by Coops. And Merv in the live chat says, felt like I turned up to a black tie dinner in a clown suit. I get it. I mean, you were rather the odd one out there, weren't you? And to, you know, I mean, you need to wait till quali start. Okay, well, if that's what they've said. If that's what they've said, mate. Yes, you did look rather different there in your all-white car as well. But did you get a little bit of a... Was the back end trying to come around on you there, Merv, on the final corner? Were you going in a little bit too hot, by any chance? I'd be keen to know that. Right, so that's the first part of the evening done. Second part is on the way. Again, remember, there's no pit stops in this. We're going to have a 8-minute blast for the AMs, 8-minute blast for the pros in terms of qualifying, and then they're going to jump in and do another 25-minute sprint race. So we've had 3 new people this evening who've decided, it just stepped out on you. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Brown says that was close to that Honda on lap 1. Well, I've no doubt you saved that, Riz. So we can have a little compilation. And I want to know what's happened to Woody. I do want to know what happened to Woody there as well. So,
green light, go, go, go.
There you go. Qualifying is underway. Track temperatures are the same as previous qualifying. So 14 ambient, 14 on track, which is all good for us. Now, the beauty. Do you know what? I wonder if I'm going to try something. Bear with me. Maybe. Let me see if that's going to work. So what I've done is... So normally we have an issue. Yeah, delivery is the same, just with black wheels. Alright, Ryan, cool. I'll check it out in a moment, mate. I certainly will. Normally what happens when we get into the second qualifying session, the software doesn't then put everybody where they should be in order. So I thought what I'd do there is I'll just disconnect it and reconnect it and see if it kind of, you know, resets the software's brain, so to speak. And hopefully it will now give us everybody in the positions they need to be. And that looks okay at the moment. Time will tell. Yeah, so very big thank you to the 4 people, I should say, that have pressed the subscribe button during this stream. I really appreciate that. If you haven't had the chance to press like yet, now this is your chance. Don't miss out on that. It's nearly Christmas. Press like. And maybe a sub as well. It would be totally awesome. I'm always happy to share with more people. Oh, Chris Schneider's on the brakes there, getting out of the way. He doesn't want to be first out the bag. Woody does though. I saw Woody a moment ago. 346. No. Simon Turner. Okay. So Black Magic is out as well. Let's find. Where is he? Ryan, come on. There he is. Ryan, there you go, mate. You are live on TV. Do not swear. Yeah, we'll go slow. We'll have a look at it. There you go. There's Ryan's number 44 BMW 4 Run DJC. Another representative for that team. Always get some pretty deep. I've got to say, I mean, I think their entire group of drivers are pretty good. Coops, your subscribers are all me. That's great. Create more accounts, Chris. Yeah? You do the maths, dude. Right? We need another 719 of them. I mean, you could do that in an hour. And Bob's your uncle. I mean, might be. I don't know. As we're looking at Ryan Stringer at the moment. Let's see what he can do. I'm sure it is you, Smiley. You're always doing things like that to make me sad. But no abuse back from Dow yet, so Dow must be out trying to qualify 282. Oh, but do you know what? I think this really is you. But if it isn't, thank you very much to the 5th person. Smiley, if this is you, you're great, you're a legend. Just don't tell YouTube. As Mr. Sota there goes provisional P1, and if I'm looking at my screen, that is giving me all of the correct times. Beautiful, ladies and gents. Finally it looks like I've managed to fix that, because it was rather getting on my nerves. I've run out of email addresses. I've got loads. Just do Chris Smiley 1, Chris Smiley 2, Chris Smiley 3, you get the drift, yeah? And then when you get bored of that, you could do Long Smile 1. There's loads of things, mate. Loads of things. Anyway, back to this. stuff. Right, Chris Sota's setting the pace at the moment with a 136 or 185. We're giving Mr. Williams a bit of track time at the moment. Michael Massey is currently in P2. A mere... What's that? 300s behind in his... Nissan. Chris Schneider's in 3rd, and then we've got Goswell. I need to change that. Hold on a minute, it's doing that again. I didn't ask for that. Bosh. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. We want to see their doubters, don't we? So we can see all the pro guys are in the pits, and all the AM guys are currently out beavering away, and Woody stopped again. What is going on with Woody today? I really would like to know. Right, Mr. Williams, are you going to set a decent lap time? Go for it. Come on, dude. Let's see you improve. Currently in P11 at the moment. Albuquerque just in front. Ian Thompson just behind. He is improving on that lap time. What is he? 3/10 up at the moment. That's going to give him a 36.9. So that would move him up a spot, maybe 2. Which I'm sure he'd be quite happy with. Chris Schneider goes potentially P1 in the AM class with a 35.990. Salazar says, track's evolving quite nicely, actually. I think I'll go P. Oh, no. And then Michael Massey, he decides, well, actually, no, I am the champ. and does a 35.677. So these guys are getting warmed up quite nicely, aren't they? As James, did he improve or didn't? Now Blanchet, you've got to remember in the last qualifying session Ryan left it literally till the last lap and then blitzed one, and I mean absolutely blitzed his final lap and took P1. So I'll be intrigued to see if he can repeat that. As Chica's off there, you can see in his Porsche, you can see his little butt sticking out there, and he's gone straight back to the pits, no doubt. So Patrick Deans finds himself up into 5th. Barretto. Now, we did say that Stefano Barretto, that Lamborghini, might be a brave choice, given where he found himself in the last race, but evidently he's now had practice qualifying and a race under his belt within these particular circumstances, temperatures and all those things. So let's hope Stefano can have a better outing in race 2. I'm sure he's hoping to have a better one as well. So Massey, Salazar, Chris Schneider, there's your top 3 at the moment. Chris Schneider is improving. Harry Goswell says, Coops, I want to come and play, and does indeed. So Harry Goswell, the number 8 Aston Martin, he goes provisional P1 with a 1:35.555. So we can all remember that one, it's quite easy. That drops Massey and Chris Schneider and Salazar all down the grid by 1, as you would expect. Harry is not improving at the moment. We've seen a lot of dust being kicked up. Who is the big mover at the moment in the AM class? I'm going to say, surprisingly, it's this guy again. Right, we've got 43 seconds left. And this man, Ryan Blanchett, is on a move. He's 3/4 of a second up on his previous lap time. So that would give him 5.2. That would give him a 35.8. Which would be good enough at this stage for top 4, potentially. Top 4, top 5 as Michael Massey goes yellow. So final lap coming up. Crosses the line. Blanchett goes P2, so he did a 35.6, so he improved it probably by another 1/10 and a half. So I wasn't too far off again with him. So he's got one more lap to get done. Everyone's chasing down that lap time of 1:35.555, the American telephone number by Harry Goswell. So how far is he behind him? He is, what's that, 4/10.5. So he's about a tenth and a bit ahead. So I'm wanting to see if Ryan can do that. He's half a tenth up at the moment. Horsebox Streams. What software is that for the overlay? Mr. Horsebox Streams, when you're asking me you're asking me what am I using, as in my streaming software, I'm just using OBS. OBS Studio. But for all the other great stuff that you can see on the stream, that is evidently my wizardry, and we use a particular streaming software, and we have paid quite a bit of money. Yeah, ACC TV, we've paid quite a bit of money as a community to have it done specifically as we wanted it done. So everything you see is customised to how we want it to be done. Colours, information, all those bits. And so yeah, that's where we're at with that, as the AMs have finished their session. I've got too busy gassing there, haven't I? So anyway, Harry Goswell, P1 in the AMs. Well done, Harry. Patrick Dean got up to P2 there. Wasn't too far away, was he? Made a couple of hundredths there. Sven Corvin up to P3. Blanchett P4. Massey in 5th. Chris Schneider 6th. Salazar 7th. Ing 8th. Soto 9th. And Barretto 10th. And Horsebox Stream says impressive. Thank you very much. Dal in the live chat, however, says waffle, waffle, waffle. Dal, everyone likes waffles, don't they? That's all I'm going to say. Everyone loves waffles. You'd love to dip your iron brew, waffle in your iron brew. Anyway, stop it. Yeah, I didn't say. I'm saying waffle, 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 because that's what he's telling me, Chris. Just doing that thing again. You know, he's driven a lap, and now he's back on the chat. You know, like Ebenezer Scrooge. Like, yeah, get oops. All good. Anyway, who are we on board with? Brizzle. Alan Brown. See what he could do. Oh, we've got up to 284. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, guys and girls. Chris has got time. Coop of 7 today. 3 are only... Yeah, well. 3's good enough. That's... 1 would be good enough, Chris. I'm never going to complain. The Grinch. Yes, Dal. Dal, that's what you've got to do. The Grinch livery. That's it, mate. It gets the green in, you know, your whole persona. Happy chap that you are. We were all really looking forward to doing loads of podcasts. We were going to do 4 podcasts a week up until Christmas because that's just the kind of group we are. And Dal said, nah, don't like it. Don't want to do that. And he shut it all down. Bosh. He said, I'm going to Grinch it. That's what he did. Right, anyway, so let's have a look and see what our man Alan Brown's going to do. What's with the new username, Chris? As Mr. Williams, I'm assuming, is in on the Formula Racing League. So Senatore goes provisional P1 with a 34.867. So first of the pros, really to stick a decent lap in there. 4 in total. It's just making me feel bad now. Making me feel bad. It's because he's joined another league, James. And he's got 3 other names. Anyway, James. What do you mean you can't remember? Down. That's harsh, dude. That's harsh. I'm not even going to respond to that one. That hurts, that does. Anyway, Thomas Nopek, he decides, well, you know, I won the first race. I might as well just crack on and get the second one done. So he goes provisional P1 with a 34.647. Alex Zakdal. Didn't see him in race 1. Great to see him in race 2. We know Alex is absolutely rapid in that Honda, so he is definitely going to get into the mix with this one. He's done a 34.770, and then Senatore, hey, hold on a minute. Wow, we had to finish that one off, didn't we? So Alex Zakdal is absolutely rapid, and we're safety rating. Anyway, Senatore is in P3 at the moment, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at with the pros. What's Nico got to do? Remember, in qualifying 1, Nico, every time we looked at him in that Audi, he was throwing it all over the shop. Around about here, actually, so let's see if he does it again for us. No, keeps it on track. Well done. So he's on a quick one now though, because he's down in P15 at the moment, which is it's not where he wants to be. Thomas again goes quicker I should say, in P1 with a 34.567. That's given him almost 2/10 breathing space over Zakdal. We've got Senatore in third. Malt Pauly, as you remember from race 1, those guys were all absolutely nose to tail together, and is that Brizzle having a little bit of a wander off track up front, I believe it is. Get on those brakes, throw her in, go! Okay, good driving from Nico. Let's see what happens at the end of the lap. But Paulie's in 4th, Dale's up to 5th, Junior Hughes is only 6th at the moment. And then we've got the start of the AMS with Harry Goswell. So Harry's got to be happy with an overall P7 there. Brizzle, Alan Brown gets out of the way, which was very courteous of him, evidently, as Nico is on a quick lap. Right, can he get... He's just having to wait forever. Waiting forever in that Audi, isn't he, at the moment? It certainly is. Right, come on, Nico. Let's see what you can do, mate. Let's see what you can do on this lap. Nothing. Evidently invalidated that one. Interesting. So, Thomas is still running up the top. I don't think that's going to change, to be honest with you. Right, let's see who's improving. So, Paulie is almost a 10th up now he's losing time. Junior Hughes is a 10th up at the moment. Let's have a look at Mr. JR. Lock and low. Junior Hughes run DJC team, currently in 6th position. Would have been happy with P2 in the last race, no doubt. Again, as quick as JR is, I'd say JR is more consistent than he is, like, ridiculously fast. I mean, he is ridiculously fast, but he has the mindset of knowing how to temper that. He's very much more of a sort of championship thinker rather than a one race, you know. Well, just, I can't say the phrase I was going to say really, otherwise I'll probably get banned, but you catch my drift. Yeah. you know, he's a thinking man's driver, shall we say, rather than being gung-ho. Whereas Thomas Knoppek, well, he's improving on that lap time again. Senatore is improving on his as well. Zach Dow is evens on his time in P2, so that doesn't look like it's going to improve. We've got 10 seconds left, so are we going to get some people across the line? I think Paulie's going to get across the line in front there. JR, well, he finishes. He doesn't get another shout at it, but does manage to improve. So JR puts his Beamer in provisional third place. That relegates Senatore down a spot to fourth. Interesting. So Zach Dow is improving by a tenth and a third, which would bring him around about par with Thomas Knoppek in first place. However, the bad news for him is, well, Thomas has finished his lap, so Zach Dow's got to absolutely nail it as Thomas goes even quicker on his final lap of 34.4. So he needs 3.7 tenths, and he's currently going slower than his previous lap time, unfortunately. So it doesn't look like that one is going to go any better for him. However, he's just jumped in the server, so he's got to be happy with P2 for qualifying. I would be anyway, that's all I'm saying. Right, quickly, whilst this finishes, I haven't done this today actually, I normally do, but ladies and gents, well, let's see him finish his lap. Come on, let's be fair, let's see him complete the lap, and then I'll have a quick look at something else before we get into the next segment of the evening. So he crosses the line, no change there, didn't think there would be. Right, return to garage. Okay, right, so whilst we have a look at that, yeah, I'm looking at the football scores. That's depressing. Anyway, so what have we got at the moment? Let's have a quick look. Guys, I know this is the last round of this season, yeah, and, you know, anyone that watches the sim racing stuff or was involved with FRL, you will know that we do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff, right? But just to give you guys an idea, if you wanted to get involved next year, next season, the sign-ups were already out. So we've got the Super Sprints, which is evidently what's going on this evening. They take place on a Tuesday at 8. Sign-ups are open now for Pro and AMs. If you haven't done your FRL license, jump on and get it done. It's 7 clean laps at Spa, 2:19 and under for Pro, 2:19 and above average for AM. Get that done. Then you can get involved on a Tuesday. Thursdays is the Rookies, which we know Rookies is always entertaining. It's a really, really good series, actually. That's an hour's race with pit stops, so a bit of strategy to be thrown in for those guys as well. And the weather's normally really packed. Pure Sim Gear is on the Friday, which is evidently our sort of big main event on a Friday, 8 o'clock. Yeah, so you can obviously get involved with that one. And then we do multiple endurance and one-off events. We're going to be doing lots of stuff over the Christmas and New Year period. Nothing too serious, you know, just a bit of fun, really. And I'm sure most people that take part in that, maybe even the COMMS guy, might have a little tipple or two. You know, just enjoy the festive season. So that gives you an idea of what you can get involved with. If anyone wants to help that number of 284 get up towards 5 million, feel free. If you don't want to do that, but you are watching and you haven't pressed like, take this chance now whilst we're in a break. It takes half a second. So, what have we got coming up? We know what we've got coming up. We have the final 25-minute sprint race of the season. We know the AM class is done in terms of the championship. I mean, Thomas is going to have extended his lead yet again with that win. That's probably going to take him over the line for that one as well. I didn't set up any quick maths today. As I say, busy day. So I'm sure that will be the case. All of those bits will be revealed at the end. 100%. So, let's go. Come on, let's do it. 30 seconds. Right, let's get on. Let's get it done, Pete. Okay. I'd like to wish all of our drivers the very best of luck for this one. Look at them all. Look at them all sat there looking mean. And I'm wondering why Coops is babbling on so much all the time. That's what I do. Alex, why have you gone into the pit? Alex hasn't pressed drive. Alex forgot to press drive in time, didn't he? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. As we slowly pull away for the formation lap. Alex is going to be kicking himself. Wasn't involved in race 1. Got into the grid for race 2. Qualified in 2nd position. Has not pressed drive. It's the only thing I'm thinking. Always decided I'll just start from the back and have a bit of a laugh as it's the last one of the season. Don't know. So, now that we've taken the Honda out, or maybe it was the Beamer plan all along, we now have our Beamer Fest available again. Let's go down the back of the grid. Do we have a Porsche Fest? No, not really. Oh dear, though. Oh dear, oh dear. These two, Mr. Williams and Mr. Thompson, are together again. Now, we all saw, well, we didn't actually see, but we saw the aftermath of lap 1 on the previous one. So I'm thinking, as it is the last one of the season, I'm going to start with these two and just hope nothing happens at the front. That's what I'm going to do. Let's mix it up a little bit. They're nicely in the pack. Look at them. Then they got Brizzle. Oh, is that Brizzle? It is, isn't it? So Alan's down in 23rd. Black Magic, I know, is pretty quick. So obviously Zach Dow's in the pits. Interesting. All thundering along. I'd like to know what the living is. And so we've got Hellman there. Just behind Hellman is Dow in the Grinchy Jag. So Dow, if you want to be famous, don't brake into turn 1 like 10-pin bowling. Yeah, let's do this. Let's be different. You click drive. What happened then, Alex? That's shocking, mate. It couldn't have registered. Well, I'm sorry that you've ended up at the back, dude. Last to first. Game on. Right, anyway, as we're coming round towards the final couple of corners, as you can see, they're now all going to form up 2 by 2. Now, ordinarily, I like to start at the front on a helicam so we can see what's going to happen. But, you know, yeah, last to first, Alex. You go for it, man. Right. I'm going to keep an eye on you for the whole race. But I'm going to stay here. I know, that's what I'm going to do. I want to see what happens. It's actually a really good view from here. We can see any carnage that goes on in front. Yeah, who we got behind? Oh, Dow. Oh dear, we've got Dow behind. This could be interesting. Right, anyway, so this is the final race of this evening, the final one for this season as well. Round 7 of the Formula Racing League Timpson Super Sprint Series. This is from Zandvoort, remember, race 2 of the evening. And we are green, and we are go, and let's see what happens. Remember, in the last race, the pink pig just in front of us and Ian Thompson, who we're on board with, did come together. And then we've got Dow just behind. Oh, they're getting a bit steady on. And Dow's playing it smart there at the back. He's just taking it easy. So on we go. Oh, we've got one off. That's Woody. Woody's off. So Woody's not having a good time this evening in his Porsche at all. As we come into the tight left-hander for the first time. I do have another yellow on my screen, but that's nothing major. And Zach Dow is out of the pits. I can see him at the top of my map. Right. Well, that was very well behaved, wasn't it? I have to say. So let's get to the front now. Thomas leading the pack. Junior Hughes in 2nd place and followed by Senatore and Paulie. So as you were from race 1 really, and this man, Bjorn Dale, well, he just doesn't give up. However, the different factor in this one is where's Merv gone? Merv is in 14th. Maybe he didn't qualify that well. Anyway, so the difference between this one is this guy, who we know is very, very quick. He now finds himself starting further near the front. So he's in 6th position at the moment. I am sure he will want to try and get in amongst those Beamers as quickly as possible. And Junior Hughes, I am also very sure, will want to keep Senatore away, because we know Senatore is quick. We know he's quick. If it wasn't for the fact that he made a mistake in the last race, I'm sure he would have got a much better finishing position. As you can see, these guys These guys are massively pulling away, and that's Sven Corvin, who's running in 7th place. He's running P1 in the AM class, and these two look like they're getting a little bit friendly. Friendly indeed. Where's your other friend? Oh, there he is. Lovely. Sandwich time. BMW sandwiches all around. And this is exactly what happened in the first race, if you remember. These guys were nose to tail until Senatore and Paulie, came together and had an accident. I am feeling like I'm getting progressively worse ill-wise throughout this broadcast. Oh dear. That's not going to be good for you. No, it's not indeed. So he loses a position. Paulie manages to, take advantage of that, as does Bjorn Dale. Wow. So Senatore's lost out on 2 positions, and it might not be finished yet because Veldman is all over the back of him as well. Veldman wants a piece. And we're back to it. So again, the Beamers, they're all similarly paced. They are all quick drivers. You can see Senatore just sticking his nose out there, just trying to upset Dale in front of him, but he's having none of it. He ended up actually taking a little bit too much curb there, and that's allowed Nico to get even closer to the back of him in the run down towards the sweeping left-hander. So, oh, by the way, there's no way in hell I'm going to give you the corner names because I can't pronounce them. I'm sure you gathered that with us being 6 hours into the stream, but you see what I mean. So Thomas Nopek sets quickest lap of the race, a 34.662. Expect to see quite a few more of those with his name on it. And why is Woody at the side of the track? He's brought it to the pits. Right, Zach Dow, last to first challenge. Where is he? How far behind is he? So 1.7 seconds off the back of Chris Sota. First target acquired for Alex. He's going to be like a Terminator in this race, so we have to keep our eye on him. Anyone in the live chat, let's do some friendly stuff in there. Let's take a bet on where we think Alex is going to finish. What's he got? 21 minutes left. I think Alex is going to finish P12. That's my guess. P12 as Simon Turner gets a move done on Dal. That's not going to please Dal, is it? Well, let's look back at that rather green face on that Jag as Dal thinks about making a move. I have to say, Smiley reckons 18th. Okay, buddy. Anyone else want to jump in there? I'm going 12th. He's going 18th. I mean, 18th's probably a better shout. I'm just hoping he gets to 12th. It would be quite cool, wouldn't it? As these guys are having a good little scrap, aren't they? They certainly are. Matthew Ing is getting involved just behind Dale. Then we've got Williams and DiCarlo's in there as well. Right, on board with Dale, looking back at Matthew Ing. Now, we know Matthew's quick because he was much higher up the field in race 1. As again, Nopek, that's the next lap done. A 34.590. So he is pushing and just doing what he does. Absolutely metronomic, that boy. He really is. I wish I could drive like him. Junior Hughes still in 2nd place. Paulie's in 3rd. Dale's 4th. Senatore is in 5th. And Velman still in 6th place. And there's quite a big gap back to Sven Corvin. Then we've got Harry Goswell in 8th. Whoa, what? James Williams? Whoa. Let's go back. What happened then? Wow. James took out Dow. You all saw that. James Williams T-boned Dow into T1. And James, well, either that's a love tap. Oh dear. Tickets, please. Oh dear. I'll take it. Well, I mean, if there was any live stewarding, which there isn't, I'm sure there'd be quite a hefty penalty going out to no other than James Williams. That was interesting. That was very interesting. So Woody's in the pits. James, surprisingly, let me see. He's got to have damage. He's got to have damage on that. Either that or someone else jumped in his chair because... Anyway, he's now chasing down Dow. Right, you know I'm obviously going to keep an eye on that Delta because I don't know what happened there. That wasn't the usual thing. So, Zach Dow. My man Zach Dow hasn't managed to get by this chap and this chap and finds himself up into 24th, currently chasing down Mr. Turner. Excuse me, I'm completely bummed up. He's managed to get it done. Wow. Wow. Smiley says, all down that, he closed the door. It didn't give him room. 100% agree with you. He should have seen him coming halfway down the pit straight and thought, it's James. Totally agree. I'm not even... Oh no, Mr. Dean's had an accident. Look at him. Oh dear. So Patrick Dean, look at that. Well, she's looking a little bit banged up. There's definitely some floppy bonnet syndrome going on there. So Patrick Dean finds himself now down into 21st. Zach Dow's up into 23rd. Remember, I've called P12 and Smiley's called a P18, and he's all over the back of Matthew at the moment. He's really, really pushing, isn't he? And we know Zach Dow's a good driver. We'll have a look at some of the other battles in a moment. Let's just see if we can get this move done for P22. Faster, Zach Dow. Faster. You've got 17 minutes, dude. I need a P12. Anyway, so Matthew's holding him off nicely. And then we've got Pat Dean. Mattis Hellerman there. He's doing quite nicely, isn't he, in his BMW at the moment? Rather nicely indeed. Attacking Fresh Brizzle and the Aston Martin in front. And then I think that is Ian Thompson just in front there. I believe it is indeed. So this is 18th, 19th and 20th respectively. Not much between these guys, as you can see. They're all following it. They're all doing that thing when they all get into a battle. They all start following each other's line a little bit too closely. So Alan Brown is in 19th. Thompson's 18th. There's Chica there. Black Magic is keeping them all at bay at the moment. And he's got himself... What's he got gap-wise there? He's got himself 1.2 seconds. So that's comfortable as a gap. Stefano Barreto is having a much better second race. We didn't say that at the beginning. We hoped he did. Some sparks flying off the back as he bottoms out there. As he just goes over the crest. He finds himself in 16th place and he's chasing down Anderson Albuquerque. And I did say in race 1 that Anderson shouldn't have been at the back. And we know that he's got much better pace than that. He finds himself chasing down this guy, Ryan Stringer. And remember, he didn't make the first race. Managed to get in qualifying for race 2. So he's out having a bit of fun on track at the moment in his new Rim DJC liveried Beamer. Right, what about these two at the back? Have they killed each other again yet? No, not yet. Half a second between them, though. Oh, yes, round 2. Come on. Come on. It's a Scottish man versus a Welsh man. I would say in the higher echelons of the FRL admin. Well, that's not quite right at the moment. Anyway, let battle commence. You boys are going to be very famous. Come on, give me something interesting. Yep, that brakes. But James has found his brakes. It's good. It's good. But has Dow. Nothing's going to happen between these two now. They're going to have a great little race together for the next 10 minutes. The next 15 minutes. And happy days for them, right? Anyway, Patrick Dean's dropped down again. He's now in the pit, so he's evidently not having a particularly... There you go, look at that. Breaking into turn 1, boys. I knew you could do it. You're making me proud. I think there's going to be contact here again, as these two are absolutely battering away. And they're both massively different cars, evidently. They handle completely differently. And, well, we know that Jag, she is difficult to keep hold of, but then the Porsche isn't, well, she's not easy either. Anyway, I'm sure they're having a great time on the actual live chat. In fact, I'd love to jump into that Discord chat and just let you guys know what's going on. Right, let's see if we can have another quickest lap from Thomas. And fastest lap of the race. Disappointing. It's disappointing. Anyway, he does hold the fastest lap of the race with a 34.590. He's built himself a 5.6 second gap back to this man, Junior Hughes, who's currently running in second place, but he's not having it all his own way, is he? Not at all. He's got Paulie all over the back of him, 0.7 seconds for the podium, but then just another second down the road, you can see him there in that blue BMW, is Bjorn Dale, who's having another absolutely great race. The Jag doesn't handle. I agree with you completely. She doesn't. That's why James was trying to straighten her up. And Senatore finds himself still going in 5th, another 2 seconds down the road from Dale. So we've got a, well, Paulie, Dale and Hughes at the moment is your main fight for the podium, and Nico, well, Nico's trying as he might to really put some pressure on Senatore. Let's have a look from this angle for a few moments. What we've got left, 12 and a bit minutes left. Track and ambient are both 13 again, so there's going to be no difference in setup for these guys. Everything is exactly the same. You've got to say at the moment, well done to Sven Corvin in 7th place, P1 in the AM class. However, he's got Salazar all over the back of him, and then look at Chris Schneider and Massey 10th and 11th, and Merv. There's only a couple of attempts between those three, so that looks like a little battle we need to go and have a little look at, and good timing. So let's go and have a look at this battle, shall we? So we're on board with Massey at the moment. That's Harry Goswell just in front. They're trying to chase down Salazar and Corvin, but that's allowing those two to get away. You can see in that rearview mirror, can you though? Can you? I can. No, you can't. You guys can't see that. I can. I know I shouldn't have really. Anyway, my point is, in the rearview mirror that you guys can't see, I can see 3 of the vehicles rather close. So this is turning into a rather interesting little fight. So Massey, so look at that. See, it's the body roll on that Nissan then. So you got Massey. Then, hello buddy. What happened, mate? What happened? Mr. Dean is in on the live chat. What happened out there, dude? Good to see you representing though, mate. That's always important. So what I was trying to say was, at the moment, we've got Chris Schneider in the Bentley. He's holding off that Nissan quite nicely. You know Massey will make a move when he feels there's an opportunity to do that. But then you've got Merv there. Oh, you crashed. Yeah, that's unfortunate, mate. Well, we didn't catch that on the stream as he makes a move up the inside of Goswell, and then we've got ourselves a 3-way fight. No, we've got a 5-way fight, which is absolutely brilliant. I love it when they do this. 10 minutes left to go. We've now got a 5-way scrap. And look at him. Daniel could just admire what's going on. Harry's lost another position, so Massey's taken advantage as well. Harry's gone deep, too deep on the brakes there. He's had to cut that, which he needs to get back on the track safely. Just about manages to sneak past the wall there, and that's allowed Merv to get by in the white McLaren, and also Ryan Blanchett in the red Ferrari. He's snuck by as well. So Harry Goswell's had an absolute shocker there, if I'm being honest with you, in a couple of corners. Just trying too hard to keep that position back with Michael Massey. Ran a little bit wide, probably got on the marbles a little bit, and therefore the grip just completely went. And that was that for him, unfortunately. So Michael Massey is P10 overall, but he's doing a pretty good job, isn't he? So no change in your top 3, or top 4, or top 5, or top 6. No change in the top 6. We are into the final 10 minutes, ladies and gents, of this Super Sprint season, sponsored by Timpson. Patrick says, got on the curb at T3 and spun into the wall. Ouch. Ouch, mate. Ouch. Well, at least you can just chill out now. The season's done. You can now start planning what other events you're going to do, what you're going to take part in at Christmas. And obviously press like. You have to. Team rules, dude. But, yeah, unlucky, mate. Unlucky. Go watch Zach Dell. Oh, hold on a minute. Where is he? Is he 18? Oh, he's 18. Come on, Zach Dell. Get another place, and then Chris is out. Yes. So, everybody, for those that aren't on top of what's going on here at the moment, because obviously I'm not currently. Oh wow, look at him. He's got a whole line of victims in front of him. So Zach Dow didn't get involved in race 1. Managed to come in and qualified in P2 for this race. Yeah, I was doing really well, and we've had an incident there, and that's allowed him to take that place. That's Black Magic, I believe, who's just done himself a little one-day. Yes, it is. So that elevates him up to 17th. Anyway, he said he did press drive at the start, but for some reason he got ported to the pits and started from the back. So I said, last to first challenge. I predicted a P12 by the end of the race, and Smiley predicted a P18. And if he plays his cards right here, he can get another one done. But these guys in front, they're having a right old scrap, aren't they? What great racing this is. So let's get on board, let's enjoy it. We know we've got a car just to the left-hand side now. Well, Alex has got that move done, so that's Hellman dealt with. Potentially he's going deep in there. He wants to get a cutback on Brizzle. Get on the throttle early, but he's on. Wow, he's had to deal with. Wow. Okay, so Mattis Hellman. Well, he's thinking, no, Cooper. No. I'm not letting him pass that easy. So we've got a good fight on our hands here at the moment as well. Salazar's only 0.3 behind Corvin. That's 7th and 8th position. Massey's only 0.3 behind Chris Schneider, 9th and 10th. We're on board with this scrap at the moment, which is pretty epic. It is pretty epic driving. He is up the inside and they're going to touch. Oh my word, I thought Hellman there was going to. I thought Hellman was going to take out Alan Brown in the Aston Martin that you can see just in front of Zach Dow. Managed not to, by hook or by crook. I don't know how he managed to do that. Anyway, ended up running wide, so you can see he's lost a couple of positions there. He's slotted in behind Black Magic, behind Ian Thompson as well. So it's all happening at the moment, and that means that Alex Zakdow is up currently to 15th place. Now, Brizzle, let him through. No, don't let him through. Obviously, just let him through. Brizzle! I know he's watching the stream at the same time. He's probably swearing at me at the moment, but that's all good. Anyway, so these guys are having a really good fight at the moment. Brizzle goes defensive. He's not going to go around the outside, surely not. On those brakes, he does pull level. He's gone for a switchback. Nope, not going to happen. Just jumps all over the curbs a little bit there. And all while this is happening, Ian Thompson in his Porsche, he's slowly just catching up to the back. And wow, you saw that three goes on the oversteer there to keep that in check. So that's lost him a little bit of time, but it's all good. Right, Mr. Smiley, I'm coming off this battle for a moment to do a check everywhere else as this one rages on. So Thomas Knoppek is your leader still with 9.4 seconds in the bag. Junior Hughes is not having a comfortable time at the moment because, well, this guy, Paulie, I've been really impressed with him actually. Very consistent driver, very, very quick, doesn't seem to make a lot of mistakes. Maybe it's because he's in a Beamer, I have no idea, but obviously you've still got to be quick and you've still got to have the skill to drive the car. But he finds himself very close to the back of Junior Hughes. The season is not over for me. I still win the Friday Championship. Yes, you can. I hope you do, mate. I shall be watching. Don't you worry. I shall be watching. Got to see how the RKM boys get on. So that's your top three. At the end of the day, I'm sure JR, with 5.5 minutes to go, is going to want to keep hold of that second place. But, you know, I mean, you got to win. Oof. Well, of course he is, Chris. Of course Zakdow makes the move as soon as... I think it's probably Brizzle. He's probably thought, Coops ain't watching now. But that's all good. So Zakdow is up to 14th position. 2 more to go, and that's where I predicted if he could get into the top 10, that would just be ridiculous. But I don't know. That may be asking a little bit much as we're just moving into the final 5 minutes of this one. Senatore in 4th place is further 2.5 seconds down the road, and Veldman in 5th is still keeping him honest at being just around about a second behind. So we'll see what happens in that one. So then we've got Sven Corvin in 6th position, Salazar. They're still together. Remember, those two are currently P1 and 2 in the AM class. There's still only 0.7 seconds between them. Michael Massey finds himself in a very familiar 3rd position there at this stage. Merv is in 9th overall in his McLaren. Blanchard is 10th. Chris Schneider 11th. Goswell 12th. Zach Dow's up to 13th. So something's happened there. Anderson Albuquerque's dropped a couple of spots. So your man's on a charge. How far is he down? 6 seconds. 6 seconds of clean air. Can he close that gap and make a move in 4 minutes? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I want him to finish 12th because that's what I guessed. But I don't think he's going to close Harry down by 6 seconds. It's just... Well, we could compare their lap times, couldn't we? We could compare their sector times. That would be quite cool. There's not too much difference, really, is there? Well, anyway, if that happens, I'll be very impressed. I'll be very, very impressed, but I can't see it happening. So, let's get back to this scrap. It's still going on. I don't think this is going to end until we get to the finish line, or one of them is a little too committed. That's probably the best way to describe it. And Merv's having a go at Massey now in 8th and 9th position. They're 0.3, 0.4. We've got some good battles going on. You know what, actually? I'm going to go and have a look at Chesney, because these two are battling away. These guys are in 7th and... No, sorry, are in 6th and 7th. Wow, we've got a little bit out of shape there. 6th and 7th overall. But this is P1 and P2 in the AM class. Let's give these guys a little bit of love. We've got a few minutes left. They're nice and close. We'll keep our eye on the Delta for Paulie and Hughes as well in the top 3. And any other bits that come up, we will obviously have a look at the same time. Now the race to get pole is the best strategy, and do the Porsche Cup tomorrow. I need to decide when I'm driving actually in the next couple of weeks, because there's not much comms on at the moment because of where the seasons are all at. So I think I might jump in the old in the driving seat. Anyway, down towards T1. Anything happening? Anything happening here? Hard on those brakes. These two have been also extremely close for the entire race. Porsche versus McLaren, two very aero-dependent cars at a track where there are lots of undulations. You know, the track kind of meanders around really, so having a stable aero package is definitely beneficial. And in the background you can see a Michael Massey just creeping up in that Nissan. It's just consistent, man. It's consistently fast in that Nissan. These two are preoccupied with who's going to win in the AM class, and the champion is just literally rolling up onto the back of both of them. And I wouldn't put anything past Mr. Massey just going past both of them and breaking both of their hearts in the very last race of the season. It was 2.5 seconds, it's now 0.7.
Right, man, leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
Here we go, he's lining up the first move. So now, Salazar has spent so long trying to attack, he's going to lose that place right now. Massey hugs that curve, he's on the inside. Ooh, a bit of lag going on there. So your Hughes and Paulie are still 0.4 by the way, so that hasn't changed, 0.3 now. As we look at, oh dear, and they did touch there. Massey ends up coming, well, you can see him doing a beautiful pirouette there. That is unfortunate, and that means Blanchett and Chris Schneider make a move done. Right, where's my guy? There he is, he's in P12. Come on, Alex. Chris, that's 5 million quid, no. Harry, stop it. Harry, stop. Harry. That's it, Harry. Good lad. Well done. No, Mikey, no. I know, right. Most definitely right. So this scrap is still going on. I don't think Harry's going to let that one go at all. But let's go. We'll come back to it. Let's keep ourselves in suspense. So at the front, we have got this man, Thomas Nopek, and just behind him is Dell. Obviously not actually, but on Dell, does that mean you've been lapped? I'm not saying a word. And Blanchett goes yellow on my screen, drops a position to Chris Schneider, so he's now down into 10th place as across the finish line yet again. Thomas Nopek, well done mate, absolutely relentless, 2 fantastic races, 2 wins, and my friend, I believe you've got a championship in your back pocket. Well done, buddy. Excellent driving, everyone. Let's congratulate him. He's not going to get a tyre deal. We're doing that. But anyway, T Dot, as usual, wins the race. And in 2nd place, we've got Junior Hughes. And everyone's getting rather excited with that, aren't they? So well done, everybody. Junior Hughes, another P2. Well done to you, mate. Well done indeed. Paulie, fantastic race from you in your BMW. A nice 3rd. Zach Dow's not 12th. No, where is he? He's 10th. He's 10th. I told you he'd get in the top 10. Easy. Senatore finishes in P4. Well done to you, Vincenzo. Great racing. Great season for you, mate. Really good to commentate on you. Nico Veldman, a very respectable P5. Sven actually came home in P1. Look at him, in P1. for the AM class this evening. P6 overall. Well done to you and your Porsche, mate. Had a really good battle with Salazar, who managed to come home in P7. P8 was Merv. Well done to you, Merv, in your McLaren. Daniel Chris Schneider finished in 9th. Alex Zakdow, remember, started at the very back in the pit lane. Managed to get himself up to P10. And Sven's first ever win in FRL. Well, there we go. Let's give him a big round, guys. Well done, everybody. Fantastic. Ryan Blanchett in P11. Anderson Albuquerque finished in P12. Ian Thompson, there he is, in P13. And then we've got Stefano Barreto came home in 14th. Matthew Ing in the Aston 15th. Mattis Hillman, remember, put up a really good fight actually in his BMW in 16th. Ryan came home in 17th. Great to have him on the grid. Yes, I know, Peter. BMW 1, 2, 3, 4. Why aren't you faster in yours? joking. All right. You should be. Black Magic in 18th, Anna Brown 19th, Michael Massey finished in 20th. Oh yeah, he had a little love tap, didn't he? Harry Goswell finished 21st, Chris Soto 22nd, Gabriel De Carlo, boo, second race was a mess. No, we watched your race, Dal. You need to have, you put a ticket in for James T-boning you, yep, because that was rude of him. Let's put it that way. James Williams, the man in question there, in 24th. Simon Turner, 25th. Dow finished in 26th. And then Pat Dean, unfortunately, ended up crashing out and finished in the pits. And Woody, well, Woody just had a nightmare all evening, to be quite honest with you. And there we go. Wow, that was absolutely bonkers. As usual, great racing from everybody. Really good to have everybody out there. It's been another... Yes, I know you got hit in the race. I know he hit you in the race, Del. We watched it, and we watched it on a replay. And then we discussed it for about 20 minutes thereafter. Yeah, and we thought when he caught you back up again that you guys were going to have another fight, but you didn't. So, you know. But yeah, what a great end to the season. Well done, Thomas. Fantastic drive, great championship. Well done to Sven for your first win in FRL as well. JR, massively, massively consistent. 2P2s, really impressed with Paulie. Senatore is just at it as always, as is Feldman, and then all the guys in the AM class. Again, just great racing. Great racing, guys. Good to see Dal back out there. Want to know why James tried to kill you. And that's probably about it for now, I think. So, until we get back to next season, ladies and gents, which I hope you're all going to join up and racing again. Bring along more people. Yeah, if there's more people, we'll put on more servers. That is not a problem. Everyone that's watched this evening, thank you so much. Everyone that has taken the time to put a comment in the chat, thank you. Any likes that I've had, fabulous. If you haven't done it yet, please do so now. And any of the people that have subscribed tonight, again, big thank you. I really appreciate that. And if you haven't, well, do it. Do it, man, do it. Right, last thing for me to say, ladies and gents, is, as always, COMMS by COOPS out.